Welcome back, or welcome if you're new to my channel. Today I want to share my opinion, and I'm not trying to convince you of something or make you feel bad. I know the world won't change overnight because of this, and there are far more important issues and topics in today's world. That doesn't mean we can't have other concerns or things we want to talk about, and I just really wanted to talk about this. But what is this video even about? It's about trends and new releases, but not in the way you might think.
1, 2, 3, funk it!
I am from Austria, but this also could be about someone from Germany or Switzerland or Africa or who knows where. And that might sound like a very random start, but it's important. It's the whole point of this video, kinda. So, let's just start right into it, and hopefully I will grab your attention along the way. Lots and lots of new releases don't get released in my mother tongue until 1 to 5 years later, or maybe even more years, or maybe they never get translated, or just 10 years later, or only if they're hyped again after a while, if they blow up on TikTok or Bookstagram or something, and there's nothing I can do about it. Sure, I could read them all in English, English even is the original language, because that I would still understand to a certain point, but fantasy, sci-fi, or more specific books are already out of reach for me in English, and books in other languages than German and English I can forget right away because I don't understand them. I don't speak other languages, and therefore cannot read other languages. I think that makes sense. Why do I bring that to your attention? Because sometimes I feel late to a trend or hype, even though it actually couldn't even have started for me. There's just no way it could have. But it still makes me feel like I'm late to the game and irrelevant when I finally get to it. As I mentioned, with that also comes Bookstagram and TikTok or trends in general. For example, a Put Your Fingers Down Book Talk edition. That inspired this video, but I'm not gonna show it because the creator has no fault in this and just wanted to have fun, and I accept and understand that. If you put 8 fingers down, you are dead and dead. Like you're cool, you're a nerd, you're uneducated, stuff like that. Doesn't matter, the specifics aren't important. And I was watching and wanted to participate, only to find out I was only able to put 2 fingers down. Because only 2 of those books have been published in my language yet. It's quite frustrating. And I also know there's a lack of diversity overall, especially if you only follow one group of people, but even if you try your best, the small books mostly stay small, even if they might be masterpieces. If no one who recommends them has a large following, we will never hear about them, but that would be enough for another video, so I'm going to continue. The entirety of Goodreads has that problem. How should I or anyone participate in challenges and readathons if we cannot get to the books in them? How should we give a vote for which books we want to win in the Goodreads Awards if most of the time 90% of the books haven't even been published yet so that we could even access them? I know there's already a discussion or an opinion that some people have that the most popular will always win over the highest ranked books, or that there should be a rule that you need to read every entry before you're allowed to vote, but that would be impossible for some of us. How should we ever keep up if there are hundreds of new releases each year, but we have been waiting for that one specific book everyone else has already forgotten about? Book subscription boxes. Book of the month, Illumicrate, Allcrate, all that stuff. I love them, I love the concept and everything until I realize 1. I can't even buy it because I'm not from the US or UK. And 2, even if I would live there, I can speak English so well that I want to read every single book in English. That's one of my lesser problems because I should just try and find German subscription boxes. I did so and I found 2 and was very disappointed. So please let me know if you know some. I also sometimes have issues with German to English books. And I know that's mostly my problem because no one told me to make an English-speaking channel when I live in a German-speaking country, but it's still quite depressing when I want to recommend a 5-star read and realize there's no way I can because there's no other language this book was translated to, or at least not to English. It's gonna create a lack in diversity in itself. Not saying that Austria is the most diverse thing ever, because it isn't, but it is an interesting topic and I would recommend searching about it. I linked something to get you started. But I'm getting sidetracked. I want you to count for yourself. How many German/Austrian authors have you read? And how many of them were old white men who died a long time ago and are considered the classics now, and you picked them up only because of that? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. If you want to read Goethe, go right ahead. But did you ever stop and wonder what else there is to be discovered? If you are from a country that isn't an English-speaking one, please let me know your experience. What issues do you have? What problems do you run into? Do you think this topic is valid to discuss, or do you think it doesn't matter? I would love to know, because I'm constantly thinking about, is this relevant? Am I over-complaining? Is this issue not important enough? And I don't know the answer. I don't know if you will find this interesting or selfish, and I'm not even sure which one it is. But I also didn't want to keep quiet, so maybe it is the selfish one. Another trend. I made a challenge video not so long ago. Do you have the book challenge? And I was filming and everything, but afterward it got me thinking. It's also a little bit visible in the video, but not too much. But I really started questioning my life. There was a question about deckled edges, and I had to say I don't have that. And that could just mean I don't like it or I never bought it. But in fact, I actually didn't know that even was a thing. I have never seen a book with deckled edges when I went book shopping. I googled and looked through the internet. I can't find newly released deckled edged books in German. I know old books have deckled edges, and I know there's empty paper in notebooks with deckled edges, but actual books with deckled edges don't seem to be a thing. Is it in your country? Maybe I'm just stupid, but seriously, I couldn't find anything. And that's bringing me back to the beginning. I was failing this challenge right away. Because that was the first question, and there doesn't seem to be a way I could have not failed it. In the same challenge, there was also the question about books with award stamps, and again, I didn't think much about it until I went through my bookshelf and couldn't find anything. I only found books with Netflix stickers and mentions of the New York Times bestsellers or publisher bestseller stickers, and I'm not sure if they count as award stamps. I'm also pretty sure after a little bit of research, you're very welcome to teach me wrong if you find something else, that books only have the award stamps from the countries/areas they are released in. And also a sad realization of mine, most of the German awards I have found I never heard of, and the books that are nominated, never heard of them either. Also, another trend, or the same trend, that other book challenge. Yet again, there were trends I've never heard of, or I've only seen in English booktube. For example, a book with a front page that is narrower than the rest of the book. I've never seen a book like that in a bookshop. I've never seen that. Another thing is signed books, but this one I'm the least sure of because there probably are signed copies, maybe they're special editions or something, but I think they're rare. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know, I don't have a single book that is signed, and I think I have quite a few books, so I think it's surprising that none of them are signed. Is it just like rare in general that books are signed, or is it just rare that they are signed in translated editions? I would love to hear your opinion on that. Slowly I'm questioning if I am the problem. Do I not know enough? Have I just been missing out? Or do you have a similar experience? Have you ever thought about something I mentioned? Please tell me, I'm dying to know. This video has been quite different from all of my other ones, but I still hope you enjoyed it to some extent. Maybe I even taught you something or made you interested in researching, or maybe I was just background noise. Either way, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next.
I've been out of my head, can't